Joke number 1. As soon as the newlyweds returned from their honeymoon, the young bride called her mother, who lived a couple of hours away. How did everything go? Her mom asked. Oh, mother, she began. The honeymoon was wonderful. So romantic. We had a terrific time. But mother, on our way back, Andy started using really horrible language. Stuff I'd never heard before. Really terrible four-letter words. You've got to come get me and take me home. Please, mother. The new bride sobbed over the telephone. But, honey. The mother countered. What four-letter words? I can't tell you, mother, they're too awful. Come get me, please. Darling, you must tell me what has gotten you so upset. Tell mother what four-letter words he used. Still sobbing, the bride said, Mother, words like dust, wash, iron, cook. Joke number 2. It was AD 1095 and all the good knights were leaving for the Crusades. One knight told his best friend, My bride is without doubt one of the most beautiful women in the world. It would be a terrible waste if no man could have her. Therefore, as my best and most trusted friend, I am leaving you the key to her chastity belt to use should I not return from the crusade. The company of knights were only a mile or so out of town when they noticed a cloud of dust approaching. Thinking it might be an important message from the town, the column halted. A horseman approached. It was the knight's best friend. He said, Hey, you gave me the wrong key? Joke number 3. A man is lying in bed in the hospital wearing an oxygen mask over his mouth and nose. A young student nurse appears and gives him a partial sponge bath. Nurse. He mumbles from behind the mask, Are my testicles black? Embarrassed, the young nurse replies, I don't know, sir. I'm only here to wash your upper body and feet. He struggles to ask again, Nurse, please check for me. Are my testicles black? Concerned that he might elevate his blood pressure and heart rate from worrying about his testicles, she overcomes her embarrassment and pulls back the covers. She raises his gown, holds his manhood in one hand and his testicles gently in the other. She looks very closely and says, There's nothing wrong with them, sir. They look fine. The man slowly pulls off his oxygen mask, smiles at her, and says very slowly, Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Now listen very, very closely. Are my test results back? Joke number 4. On their first date, a man asked his companion if she'd like a drink with dinner. Oh, no, what would I tell my Sunday school class? She said, later, he offered her a cigarette. Oh, no, what would I tell my Sunday school class? She said again. On the drive home, he saw a motel. Figuring he had nothing to lose, he asked if she wanted to stop in there. Okay, his date replied. What will you tell your Sunday school class? He asked, shocked, the same thing I always tell them. You don't have to drink or smoke to have a good time. Joke number 5. A couple returns from their honeymoon refusing to speak to each other. The groom's best friend takes him aside and asks, What's wrong? Well, replies the man. When we finished making love on the first night, I put a $50 bill on the pillow without thinking. Oh, you shouldn't worry about that too much, says his friend. I'm sure your wife will get over it soon enough. She can't expect you to have been saving yourself all these years. That's not the problem, the groom says. She gave me $20 change. Joke number 6. My wife comes from the tattoo parlor. She has a tattoo right on her left NPT. I ask her why, and she replies with, tat for tit. Joke number 7. A little boy was so jealous of his newborn brother so that he put poison on the nipple of his mom. The next day their driver died. A ballerina goes to the doctor. Doc, I am having terrible trouble with the most awful wind. Every time I Pirouette fart, she cries, HMMM. Says the doctor, I'd like to see that if possible. The ballerina get up. Pirouettes and farts loudly. That's amazing. Do it again. Again, the pirouette is accompanied by a loud fart. HMMM, says the doctor. I think I may be able to help. He bends down and picks up a long pole with a curious hook on the end. The ballerina jumps back in alarm. What are you going to do with that? Open the window. It stinks in here.